There are 3 challenge links in the description. I will explain the first 2. If you don't want to spoil, you can play it first. Now we are getting into game 1. Okay, seems like we are in British Columbia in Canada. The first thing I noticed is this green back of the sign is very common in British Columbia. You can see the green back of the sign is also there as well. That sign is quite far away, but you can see some words on there and some words underneath. I just saw one line on top of the speed limit number there. It should be maximum. In Canada, they will use maximum. The US will use speed limit. And there is something underneath the number that is km per hour. The speed limit sign you can find in BC. This image will show you the difference between the speed limit sign in Canada. Look at the landscape. Usually you will see mountains in the BC. I think it's too dry here. This diamond sign is in Canada as well. Okay, it's more north. When I go forward, you can see the sign km per hour. This sign you can only find in Canada. If you think you are in Canada but find a sign without a checkerboard pattern, you are in Quebec. Quebec don't use this sign. Sometimes you may come up with the converter in Canada. This can narrow down the region. This converter is facing to the road. It will make a perpendicular line to the road. You can find in BC and New Brunswick. The other province in Canada, you can also find a converter, but they will not be facing to the road. Okay, let's go to the next round. Seems like we're in Brazil. We also have the Brazilian pole. You can see some section between them. Long place there, also suited for Brazil. Interesting pavement. Don't know if this can help the region guessing. Maybe just go central hash like Goiás. I can see it being more south, but I cannot see any piranha pine. Oh, it's more south. It's really piranha. We are just near the Argentina border. This tip in Argentina, they also have the red soil like Brazil. Alright, next round. We have short plate, single yellow line. Are we in Mexico? When I see like this tree in Mexico, I think it's like more south of the country, but it's quite dry. Maybe like Oaxaca. When I see this tree, I want to send like Chiapas, but I think this is too dry for Chiapas. It is in Oaxaca. Getting the right state in Mexico without obvious information, I am happy with that. Next round, round 4. Seems like we're in Asia this time. Hello. It seems like we are driving on the right. Maybe sometimes the car want to take over the Google car, so they're driving on a different side. Happen quite often, but it seems like the Google car is also driving on the right. I think this is the front of the car. This is like Philippines. In Indonesia, Malaysia, they have a black plate. This could be just an island. We have mountains, water there. Just sent to this random island secure. I'm quite sure it's not here. There's no mountains here, but I don't know where to send. I got nothing else. Yeah, the distance to that mountains and the water between them should be just like this size. There is no other mountains, but I just don't know where to send. Sometimes in Philippines, you can see a green tint of the plate. That little green may help you know this is Philippines. And this is something I found out myself when I'm a beginner, when I'm 50-50 between the Indonesia or Philippines. When I see banana leaves, I would consider Philippines more. Last round. We are in Gen 2 coverage. We have the black blue of the car. You can see the two sides of road. There are something. I forgot what they call it. The long grass on the side of the road. I thought that's a flag, Isle of Man flag, but this is just a little umbrella on the table, Isle of Man. Or could this be just Ireland? I cannot find the Irish architecture. More white houses. And I can see some red buildings. So maybe this is UK. I'm going Isle of Man. Just the UK, Ireland. We don't have any car. It's Ireland. Okay, I find it. This thing is called hash roads. It's something very common in the UK and Ireland. Hash roads is quite uncommon in other European countries. You can find something similar in France. If you are in a rural Ireland or UK, there are some strong clues you can distinguish between them. It's not 100%, but if you have no clues, it's good to use them. If you see a strip of grass in the middle of the road, you are more likely in Ireland. Next thing is, if you see the Gen 2 generation camera, you can see a circular blur near the car. Also the sky, sometimes it gives some greenish or purplish color. If you can see Gen 2, you are more likely in Ireland because there are more 50% of the coverage is Gen 2 in Ireland, and in UK is less than 10%. And if I can move one step forward here, I can actually see the black of the license plate, so you know this is Ireland. In the UK, the rear plate is yellow. Let's go to game 2. Thinking of Colombia. This could be the Colombia fences. This is not easy. This is not easy. Could this be like a weird Brazil? It's Brazil. Are we in... No way. This is the first time I get this. I think I'm right. With this camera, you can see the quality is not that good. When you are in a forest, we have this bad quality camera. Another big thing is we get a big cover, which is even bigger than other countries. Extremely big. You are in Satome in Principe. Could be either this or this island. I'm just going to send the main island. I don't know what's the difference between them. Yeah, we are in the right island. Google just released this near a month ago. I'm not calling you Google. I don't know why they need this massive cover. Like even you move, the cover is following you. This is not just one frame. Okay, let's go to round 3. Here we have a very useful clue. When you see this pole, there is one supporter going to the end of the insulator. Then you are in Nusa in Indonesia. You can be in Sumba, Timor, these places. Here's another one. The pole in Indonesia is extremely useful. Okay, it's the West Nusa. Okay, next round. US Canada, just a straight road without anything. Those trees seems northern. Single yellow line islands more towards Canada. Hope this is not US. Don't get the vibe of it. Oh, it's US. Last round. Oh, what is this? Oh, we are in Mongolia. To be honest, if this is like NMPZ, I may miss the country. When you look around, you can see this card. This is the Mongolian card. You can only find in Mongolia. Well, Mongolia, I don't have any information. All I do is, I just quick send Ulaanbaatar and call it a day. Oh, maybe I know one thing. Recall from my memory. Look at this roof rack. If there is a black grip in between, you are more west of the country. This should be more east of the country. If you can see the black rubber on the roof rack, you are west of Ulaanbaatar. If you cannot see it, you are in the east of Ulaanbaatar. So basically, I am right, but I just forgot one thing. It doesn't work if we are in a white car, just like the round we got. I learned it from this channel. Thank you for sharing this information. Like east of Ulaanbaatar, just chop like this. It's the north of Ulaanbaatar. I have no knowledge about Mongolia. I recommend learning some basics from it. If you just spend 1 hour to learn about Mongolia, you will have a better region guess in Mongolia. So you won't be like me. Just hope there is no Mongolia around. Do you know Pepsi used to have 17 submarines, a frigate, a cruiser, and a destroyer? See you tomorrow.